Hello and welcome to Decoding Helix. I wanted to thank you very much for joining us on episode 2 of our podcast, and to let you know that today's episode is going to revolve around 5 tips that I want to share with you regarding your business's Facebook page that will hopefully see a lot more organic traffic coming back to your page, as well as a lot more interaction on the posts that you actually put out. So please stick around for that. Now, before we get stuck into it, I just wanted to ask that you leave some comments for us, leave us some feedback in the comments below, and also leave us a good rating if what you hear is absolutely useful for your business, and if you want to hear more. So please let us know what you think below. So without further ado, let's go. Now, before I get stuck into tip number 1, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight into how big the potential for reaching your audience on Facebook actually is. So, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, there are now 25 million, or approximately 25 million Australians right now. Of those 25 million Australians, 15 million of them are on Facebook and check into Facebook on a monthly basis. Facebook is then followed by YouTube. YouTube is followed by Instagram. So YouTube is pretty much on the same par visitor-wise as Facebook is monthly. So they're pretty much steady, both of them on 15 million apiece. So what does that mean for you? Well, basically it means that you're seeing around half the population of Australia using Facebook. So please get your mind around that. As a business owner, what does that mean for you? What kind of potential does that sort of drive in your mind right now? Because that's very important, or it should be important to you. Now, you may have noticed that recently Facebook has been acting a little bit strange. You haven't had as many followers, not as many people have been seeing your posts and stuff like that. So that's to do with a lot of changes that Facebook have implemented because of Cambridge Analytica and, all of the fallout from that. So, Mark Zuckerberg has actually gone on television and has said that what he wants to do with Facebook is bring it to a more personal level. So connect people to people. So with that in mind, it actually does bring me to my first point that I want to share with you, the first tip, and that is, if Facebook is actually going to be as personal as it wants to be, and that's what they're driving towards, then as a business, you need to adapt to that, and you need to become as personal as anyone else sharing their content on Facebook. If you really want to get ahead of the curve, then this is what you're going to have to do. So tip number 1 is tell your story. What I mean by that is your business has a beginning. It has a genesis, whatever that story might be. It might be, you were sitting in a dark room somewhere in a basement or whatever the case is, and you thought up of this idea of your business and then you started driving towards it. Well, tell people what your journey was from beginning to where you are right now. You can do that in the About section of your Facebook page. So if you haven't filled that in, make sure you do that. It's extremely important that you do. Some people sort of miss out on that and don't do it, and it's actually to their detriment. So, that is a big tip that I can give you right now is just make sure that all the fields are filled in properly on your Facebook page. So please pay attention to each and every one of those. You might not have the time for it, but remember, you have a large audience potentially. So if you're going to get in front of those people, or those people visit your page and they want to find out more about you, more about the business, and really try and drive a connection between themselves and you, it's up to you to make sure that they can. So all of those fields that Facebook has on your business's Facebook page, make sure that you try and fill those out as best as you possibly can and tell your story. Okay, so that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 pretty much revolves around tip number 1. So, tell your story, absolutely. How do you do that? How do you become personal when you're actually on Facebook and you think that you are there to sell products? Well, first of all, Facebook is not a place to sell. Not anymore. The algorithm has changed, and in case you're wondering what an algorithm is, it's basically a piece of coding that works in the background and makes sure that people see what they need to see. So, whereas before your posts might have come up, about your business, and your ads might have been shown pretty readily to anyone that was on Facebook, that's no longer the case. And it's no longer the case because what Facebook is doing is they're going back to the business of connecting people with other people. Okay? So because of that, you want to keep that in mind. So how do you, create posts that are going to, drive a more personal narrative between you, the business, and, the people that are actually coming to your Facebook page? Well, I'm going to suggest something that you may not have considered before, but I want you to think about it, because if you think about it, it's going to make sense. Post about the people in your company, okay? It's very simple, but it's overlooked by almost everybody. Why would you want to do that? Well, first of all, you're telling the story, or you're allowing your employee to tell the story about your company, why they like working there. Make a short video about it. Go on Facebook Live. You know what? That is another massive tip that I got for you. Okay, but that's coming later on, so just, hang in there. I got some more good stuff for you. But really, it's about letting people tell your story if you can. And this is a fantastic opportunity for you to actually be able to do that. Let your employees tell, the people on Facebook why your company is a great company and why they love working there. Do a profile on have someone do a profile on you as the owner, if you're the owner and you're listening to this. Because, again, it's telling your story in a different way that's going to allow you to sort of express why you do what you do, why you're passionate about what you do. So again, that's going to drive a more personal narrative between you, your followers, or people that visit your page. All right, so that's tip number 3. Post about your employees. Let them talk about your company. Let them talk about your products. Because when it comes from you as the company, it feels sterile. So try very, very hard to make it as organic as possible. And if you can get other people to share your story, by that I mean your employees, or have someone, do profiles on certain people in the company that have been there for a while or that really love working there, that's going to come through. So just remember, try and be personal. That is what Facebook is now about. So you must adapt, and this is a fantastic way to do that. So, if you can keep that in mind, and if there's a way for you to do that, try and do that. I guarantee you're going to see a lot more return on your time that you put in Facebook. Okay, so tip number 3. Tip number 3 is very simple, but is not used by a lot of companies out there and a lot of businesses, and I'm not exactly sure why. I guess some of these companies, or most of these companies, are actually people who don't check on their Facebook often. They don't post very often. If they do, it will be generally about, their product or their business. It's very sterile. Don't do that. If you can, please try and avoid that and be a lot more creative, or be a little bit more creative, and you're going to see a spike in people coming to your Facebook page. So tip number 3 is engage with your followers. Now, any post that you put up there, have you ever considered asking a simple question at the end of the post? We think that this product is really cool because X, Y, and Z. What do you guys think about it? Or, what are some of the ways that you've used this product that has helped you? Something like that, something along those lines. Get creative. You don't have to always post the same thing. You don't have to repost things from a couple of months ago and hope that it's going to do well, because chances are, if it didn't do well in the past, it's not going to do well for you in the present. But, the main thing to take away from this is be creative. Your posts can be varied. Your posts don't always have to be original. Have you ever tried sharing something more humorous on your Facebook page? Now, you might not like it, or you might not specifically think that it's a good look for your business to share something that's funny, but you have to understand a very simple thing. This is not about what you like, it's about what brings people to your Facebook page. And humor tends to work very well. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, now, I used to own an online business that I tried, and it didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work is because I was trying to sell products that I liked. I didn't look at the market and actually try and understand what people were looking for and sell them those things. Okay, so don't make my mistake with Facebook and give people what you think they want. Have a look around and see what they actually react to. Look at the kind of posts that they actually care about and interact on. If you want to know who your market is and who you're actually targeting and the people visiting your page, go to your analytics. There is a complete breakdown of the age brackets, the genders of the people that visit your page. All of those kinds of details are useful for you to understand who your audience is and why these people like your products or your page and why they followed you or why they came to your page in the first place. So definitely take a look at your analytics, because it's going to steer you in the right direction. Okay? So again, tip number 3, engage with your followers. Okay? Ask questions. Get creative. You know what? Spend a bit of money or give away some products. Try and put together a giveaway for them to be able to, drive a lot more interaction on your page. There are rules around that, so please make sure you have a look into what you can and can't do as far as what you can do with a giveaway. Things like you can't ask people that as part of the conditions of entry that they like or repost or share your giveaway. You can't do that. You can very well do anything you like in this world, which is fantastic. However, if you do that, there is a very real possibility that Facebook is going to shut your page down. There are some people, and I'm sure you've seen these posts, that absolutely disregard that and get away with it, and that's fine. But Facebook is cracking down on that kind of thing, and if they see that your business has done that and you've come on their radar, your Facebook page will be shut down. You won't be able to reopen it. It will be gone. It's as simple as that. So please bear those things in mind, but above all, try and make your posts engaging. Okay, there are other things that you can do around getting people to like and share and do all that kind of stuff. And if you're really interested, leave that in the comments below, and I will make sure that I can answer that for you. So if not, you can also PM us on our Facebook page, and we'll get back to you and actually answer your question. But try and look at what you can do. Try and be more creative. Try and understand your audience. The reason why people are on Facebook is because they want to connect with friends and people that they relate to. Now, if they happen to like what you have, then they're definitely going to connect with you as well. Now, to get your face out there, to get your business more seen in the public eye, you're going to have to do a few things that you might not have considered before. And one of those things is be a little bit more creative with your posts. Don't just post about your products. Don't just post about what's coming up with your scheduling as far as releasing a new product and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you can definitely use Facebook to create hype around that kind of thing, but don't use it specifically for that, or don't use it only for that. Okay? It's about connecting with people, and it's about your business connecting with the end user. So bear that in mind. You're a human being. You're trying to connect to another human being so that you can make their life better through the service or product that you are providing. And if you're going to do that, then you're going to have to bear in mind that you're going to have to speak a human language whenever you post and whenever you're doing a live video or whatever the case is, whatever it is that you decide to do. Just make sure that there is that human quality and that human touch to it. Okay. All right. So tip number 4. Tip number 4 is one that you might not have considered at all. I've seen quite a number of businesses on Facebook, and none of them are doing this properly. I've seen some small business that use this to their advantage. They are using it very well, and they seem to have mastered the art, which is great. Keep doing it. It's one of the best things you can do for your business on Facebook. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about Facebook Live. It is absolute magic for your Facebook page. Let me try and explain a little bit about, how it works. So Facebook has a little bit of a ranking system when it comes to your different posts. The king of all posts is video. Okay, any video content that you have, original video, not shared video. Although shared video works pretty well too. But yeah, original videos such as Facebook Live is definitely going to be, king of the hill as far as Facebook is concerned. After that, you're going to have pictures. After pictures, you're going to have written content. Okay? That's the way it pretty much works. So with Facebook Live, it is a phenomenal thing that you can do for your business. And here's why. Imagine you're at a trade show. If you're one of those businesses that takes your business to a trade show once a year or, once a quarter, whatever the case might be, show people that aren't there what they're missing out on. Show them what you're doing. Show them what you're up to, what your company is up to. And because it's you talking, to a phone, to a bunch of people that are watching you live, you can give them shout outs. They're going to be so happy about that kind of thing. You can show them around the booth that you have set up. You can show them some new products that you might have coming out. And that is a fantastic place that you can actually do that. So I don't understand, and I don't know why more businesses aren't using that to their advantage. But definitely Facebook Live is just amazing. It's like crack for your Facebook page. All right, so just, put a little bit of effort, get over the fear of staring into a camera and talking to your phone with nobody else behind it and looking like a complete clown. Don't worry about that at all. That kind of thing, is a thing of the past. I mean, if you see some people walking around with selfie sticks and what have you, those people are getting views. Meanwhile, you're sitting on your hands doing absolutely nothing about it, posting about, a picture here and there about your product that you've tried to flog on Facebook a million times and have got frustrated because you don't understand why it doesn't work. Use Facebook Live even if no one watches you as you are doing this live cast. The replay video, you're going to see that people are actually engaging with that video because it stays on your Facebook page for a while. In fact, it's going to stay on there for pretty much forever. So that's something that you can definitely do for your business that's going to see a massive transformation in interaction and people coming to your page, even if they've never heard of your page before. Okay? Facebook looks for that kind of thing because Facebook understands, and you should understand this too, that video is the number one viewed type of content throughout the world. It is growing fast. It's growing daily, and Facebook is definitely understanding that. And so it's going to pretty much show your Facebook Live content as soon as you put it out there. So don't be afraid. Punch your fear in the face. Do what you have to do. Get over yourself. Okay? You're in it for your business. So do whatever it is that is going to see your business succeed. And in this case, Facebook Live is going to definitely be a game changer for you. So think about something really cool that you can post about. Maybe even show some of the features of a product that you haven't really, had a lot of success with as far as Facebook is concerned, and show people why that product is as cool as you know it to be. You know, if you are, for instance, a manufacturing facility, do a walk around of that facility. It's going to be absolutely loud and noisy, so you might need to consider things like, a microphone and sort of like a closed system so that people can, listen to what you have to say. But more often than not, what you are going to need to do for that replay, okay, so this is after it's live, what you want to do for that replay video once you've completed it is turn on captions. It's absolutely imperative that you do this, and I'll explain why. As soon as you turn on captions, a lot more people are going to understand what you say. Now, this applies to whether you're in a busy industrial type of place where there's a lot of noise going on and you're trying to do a Facebook Live video because you got some really cool machine that you have just bought for your business and you want to show it off and how it works. Or you can be in a nice, quiet office talking about what your day actually is going to look like. And, you have a business meeting lined up with a potential, client or whatever the case is. You're going to want to turn those subtitles on. Now, the reason you want to do that is because about, 85 to 90%, I believe, of all videos are actually watched without sound. I don't know if that's something that you even knew, but it's a really high percentage. So you want to consider that. You want to know that that the people watching your broadcast are actually understanding what you have to say. So you're going to want to turn those subtitles on. You might have to figure out a way of actually turning those on. So what I mean by that is you might need to get your script transcribed, and then you might need like a plugin or something to be able to put subtitles onto your videos. But if that's the case, it shouldn't take too much time, and there's probably free services out there that do that. You may need to do a little bit of editing because sometimes they don't get every word 100% correct, or the grammar or spelling or whatever it might be. So you will need to go over that. It will take a little bit of time for you to be able to get it right. But if you want that engagement, if that's what you're really seeking, you're going to need to put a little bit of legwork into it and a little bit of elbow grease. And trust me, it will work for you, okay? Tip number 5. So what you want to do with your Facebook page is you want to keep it lively. You want to keep it engaging. You want people to keep coming back and seeing what you have to offer. If you want that to happen, you're going to need to vary your posts. So many times I've seen companies do this one big mistake of just posting the same thing over and over and over. And it hasn't worked to their advantage. And you're going to see that business owner getting frustrated because he's been told that Facebook is the place to be. And, there's still a lot of people on Facebook that are, just generally looking for information or looking for the latest thing that's going to make their life easier, or, their whatever it is, smoother. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. Anyway, all that to say that you want your posts to be varied, okay? You don't want to be the guy that's posting about the one product that is your flagship product, and it might be the greatest thing on the planet, but nobody's looking at your posts. So, what are you going to do about it? Well, you might want to work out that, Mondays is going to be about motivation. Motivational Mondays. Who doesn't have that, Tuesdays is going to be about something that's happening in the company, a new development, If you're developing a new product, maybe you want to do a sneak peek. So we can't tell you exactly what we're working on. We're very excited about it, but, we can show you a little bit about, or we can give you a few details about what's coming in the next few months, or later on this year. So stay tuned. Stuff like that is going to keep people interested. It's going to pique their interest, and you're going to have them on the hook. Now, how you do that is absolutely up to you. But that's pretty much my recommendation is vary your posts, do a video once or twice a week. And someone actually asked me, is there such a thing as oversaturating Facebook with posts? The answer is yes and no. If no one is looking at your posts because they are dead boring for whatever reason, or, your followers find them to be boring because you keep posting about the same sort of thing every single day, then, you can oversaturate your Facebook page by just posting continuously. If no one's looking at your posts, Facebook is going to say, well, no one finds this guy relevant, no one finds this business relevant, and it's basically going to tank your page. So the more posts you put out there that people aren't looking at, the more irrelevant you seem to Facebook. That's the way the watchdog algorithm works. However, if your posts are, even if you post once a day, but you have engagement on your posts, people are liking what you're posting, people are commenting on what you're posting, and they're sharing what you're posting, then you might want to consider posting more than once a day. So you're going to drive your viewership right up. That's what you want to do with, the amount of posts that you do. So it's up to you to gauge whether or not it is a good idea to post more than once a day, more than twice a day, whatever the case is. So, have a look at that. Have a think about some of the ways that you can vary your posts up. Maybe one day something funny has happened in the office between a couple of the workers or whatever, between yourself and one of your coworkers, and you want to post about that. Again, you want to become, you want to show your human side. So it is a business, but there are people working here, people just like you, who mess up sometimes, and it's funny, because who doesn't love a little bit of misery? Let's face it. But just remember, keep it, keep it varied. All right. So I just wanted to give you those 5 tips today. I'm hoping that they've been very helpful and insightful to you. If you already know about them, that's fantastic. I hope that you're on top of your Facebook, and I hope that you know what you're doing. I hope you're keeping up with all the changes that are that have come and that are gonna come. But if you haven't, and if you didn't know about some of this stuff, then I'm hoping that you're going to be able to implement it into your Facebook strategy and win. That's the whole point of this. So I'm hoping you found this helpful. I'm hoping you found it insightful. And I'm going to ask you again to please, if you've liked what you heard, leave a comment. Let us know what exactly it is you liked about it. If there's any questions you're going to have, leave them below in the comments as well. And also give us if you liked what you heard, rate us highly. The more you do that, the more it's going to help us, and the more it's going to drive us to actually create more content like this that's going to help you later on as things keep changing with Facebook and with social media and with other platforms. So it's going to help us to be able to create more content and do stuff like that for you guys. Now, again, hopefully in some future podcasts, we're going to be able to invite some people that are going to be able to share their stories about how they built their businesses and how they're driving people to their businesses and traffic and all that kind of stuff. So we got some really cool stuff in the pipeline, but there's no way we're going to be able to make it happen unless, you guys actually like what you hear. And if you don't, please let us know. Let us know what you would like to hear more of, because trust me, I definitely look at those comments. I definitely want to know what you guys are thinking and what you want to hear more of, because there's no point in me rattling to a microphone, when you guys aren't liking what you hear, when it's not helpful to you. So, leave all that stuff in the comments. Let me know what you think, what you feel about the content that we put out and about what you've heard today. And we'll definitely try and pump out more content that is going to be absolutely useful to you guys as businesses. So anyway, until next time, I want to thank you again for joining us, and we hope to see you again on our next podcast. So until then, take it easy.